Why Today, Elizabeth Johnston and Brice Bolden's divorce. And finally, Brice Bolden marriage, her secret girlfriend. It's a very heartbroken moment. Have you ever watched a fairy tale unfold before your very eyes, only to realize the happily ever after was a mirage? Today, we dive into the heart-wrenching story of Elizabeth Johnston and Brice Bolden, the beloved couple from TLC's hit reality series 7 Little Johnstons, whose marriage, once a pillar of hope and resilience, crumbled under unexpected pressures. We'll trace their journey from star-struck lovers to adversaries, culminating in a shocking revelation: Brice Bolden's secret union with another woman. Stay with us as we peel back the layers of a divorce that shook fans around the globe and uncover how a bond built on mutual dreams dissolved into heartbreak and betrayal. Elizabeth Johnston, first introduced to viewers in Season 7 of 7 Little Johnstons, quickly became a fan favorite. At 17 years old, she captured hearts with her infectious laughter, warm sincerity, and unwavering support for abled brother Jonah's autism advocacy efforts. Brice Bolden, a gentle giant of a man hailing from Texas, entered her life as a supportive friend turned devoted boyfriend. Their love story resonated with millions, a testament to the fact that love can flourish under extraordinary circumstances. Elizabeth's little person status, Brice's towering presence, and a family of 5 siblings navigating life's challenges together. For years, fans celebrated their bond, viewing it as tangible proof that opposites attract in harmony, not conflict. Elizabeth's teenage years were spent balancing high school academics, modeling aspirations, music lessons, and sibling responsibilities. An extrovert with a passion for performance, she dreamt of using her platform to inspire others with achondroplasia. Brice, on the other hand, was the definition of a laid-back Texan, a student athlete studying sports management, always quick with a smile, with ambitions of making a difference by coaching future generations. Their worlds collided at a 7 Little Johnstons event celebrating Elizabeth's 18th birthday. Sparks flew instantly, Elizabeth drawn to his protective nature and generous spirit, Brice captivated by her determination and radiant charm. From that moment on, their lives became irrevocably intertwined. Their courtship was idyllic. Footage from 7 Little Johnstons shows them exploring amusement parks, attending concerts, and embracing each other at family gatherings. They were college sweethearts, completing each other's sentences, offering unwavering support across long-distance challenges. Elizabeth attended Brice's university football games to cheer him on, while Brice accompanied Elizabeth to conferences where she spoke about disability awareness. Together, they were a public relations dream, model citizens, role models, proof that love transcends physical differences. Fans clamored for every update: blog posts, social media stories, TV cameos, hungering for evidence that the couple would heed the persistent calls for marriage. Then came the moment that left viewers breathless. September 2018. Brice got down on one knee beneath a canopy of twinkling lights during a family vacation in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. With tears in her eyes, Elizabeth said, "Yes," igniting a cascade of congratulatory messages from fans worldwide. The proposal footage, aired as part of 7 Little Johnstons' Season 8 finale, showcased Elizabeth's unfiltered joy. She leaped into Brice's arms, unable to contain her excitement. Viewership skyrocketed as loyal fans celebrated the couple's next step. To many, it felt like destiny realized, 2 young hearts uniting against all odds. Wedding planning began in earnest. Elizabeth, determined to walk down the aisle in style, spent months sampling dresses, poring over lace patterns, and coordinating florals that complemented her petite frame. Brice, once awkward in the wedding dance clips, practiced choreography tirelessly to surprise her at the reception. Their Pinterest boards overflowed with rustic venue ideas, personalized vows, and family-friendly menus. Everything seemed perfect, until subtle fissures began to surface beneath the glittering facade. Family dynamics played a significant role in Elizabeth and Bryce's married life. The Johnston clan, led by patriarch Trent, had long showcased a tight-knit structure. 5 children, Amber, Hannah, Jonah, Emma, and Elizabeth, united by shared experiences and a deep sense of mutual responsibility. Brice, although not a Johnston by blood, was embraced wholeheartedly. Early footage from their joint home renovation shows Elizabeth and Brice painting walls, assembling furniture, and navigating disagreements over decor choices. Fans cherished every moment of domestic harmony. Little did they know, tensions simmered beneath the daily routines. By the winter of 2019, eagle-eyed fans noticed something amiss. Elizabeth, who once gushed about Bryce's unwavering support, began sharing cryptic social media posts, lyrics about heartbreak and perseverance, solemn black and white images without captions, and fleeting snippets of her singing mournful ballads at open mic nights. Meanwhile, Bryce's Instagram stories shifted focus. Fewer affectionate tags of Elizabeth, more solo workout clips, and vague mentions of finding balance. For a couple so accustomed to public affection, the silence was deafening. Speculation ran rampant. Facebook groups and Reddit threads buzzed with theories. Was Elizabeth pulling away to focus on her music career? Had Bryce's college ambitions strained their bond? Fans combed through every TV appearance, searching for micro-expressions, an eyebrow raised, a forced smile, signs of marital discord. Comment sections overflowed with pleas. "Show us you're okay, Elizabeth," and "We love you, Brice, don't give up." Despite the online uproar, neither Elizabeth nor Brice addressed the rumors directly, leaving admirers in a state of anxious anticipation. As spring turned to summer of 2019, Elizabeth devoted herself to recording her debut EP. Shadowy scenes depict her in dimly lit studios, headphones on, eyes closed, as she hits heartfelt notes. She wrote lyric after lyric about resilience in the face of betrayal, standing tall when those you love let you down. While fans celebrated her musical evolution, many wondered, was the songwriting cathartic therapy or a veiled confession of marital strife? Meanwhile, Brice channeled his energy into community coaching, freestyling plays with underprivileged youth. But his social media posts remained sparse, conspicuously absent of marital bliss. Then, on a cold December morning, the unthinkable happened. Elizabeth Johnston filed for divorce. The official court documents, public records obtained by various entertainment news outlets, cited irreconcilable differences. Fans were stunned. How could a couple who once seemed inseparable present such irreparable rifts? Viewers grieved collectively, flooding Twitter with broken heart emojis and video tributes spanning their entire love story. In an instant, social media was awash with headlines. Johnson-Bolden marriage collapses and 7 little Johnstons star files divorce. Afternoon Talk shows dissected every conceivable angle: prenuptial details, potential alimony, custody battles, even the rumored date the split truly began. "I never imagined my fairy tale would end like this. I gave everything to this marriage, my dreams, my heart, my future. But when the person you love becomes a stranger, you have to choose yourself." In an exclusive interview with Inside Reality TV, Elizabeth reflected on the marriage's demise. She spoke of nights spent arguing about Bryce's priorities, disagreements over finances, Bryce's decision to invest in expensive coaching certifications, and resentment over her own time spent touring. She admitted feeling lonely on the eve of their first anniversary. "I was surrounded by people, but felt completely alone." The Johnston family rallied around Elizabeth. Amber, the eldest, took off work to stay by her sister's side. Hannah sent boxes of home-cooked meals. Emma sat beside Elizabeth at legal consultations, offering silent solidarity. Jonah, usually reserved, expressed his heartbreak in interviews, describing his sister as a vessel of positivity whose light dimmed under the weight of a failing marriage. The family's public support underscored the profound bond the Johnstons share and how deeply Elizabeth's pain resonated with each sibling. Meanwhile, Bryce's camp offered a succinct statement. Brice and Elizabeth have made the difficult decision to part ways. Both parties request privacy and wish each other nothing but the best. That single sentence fueled further speculation. Was Brice heartbroken, indifferent, determined to move on? Fans scoured his social media, deciphering every nuanced caption. Some empathized, attributing blame to Elizabeth's burgeoning career. Others sided with Elizabeth, accusing Brice of emotional neglect. The court of public opinion was ruthless, dividing into camps that either vilified or vindicated Brice with fervent zeal. Legal proceedings commenced early 2020. Court filings revealed Elizabeth requested primary custody of their two border collies, Milo and Luna, and certain personal belongings, her recording equipment, jewelry gifted by Brice, and shared investments in their joint checking accounts. Brice, in turn, sought 50-50 custody of the dogs and an equitable division of shared assets. The Johnston parents, though united in their support of Elizabeth, offered guidance. Take the high road, kiddo. However, behind closed doors, tensions flared as Elizabeth feared Brice's legal counsel might threaten to extract more than she could bear emotionally or financially. Behind every legal document lay emotional turmoil. Elizabeth described sleepless nights haunted by memories. Walking into the home they co-owned now felt like trespassing. Brice's friends whispered that he was devastated, yet resolute. He gave her every chance. One close confidant told Radar Online, requesting anonymity. Brice's attorney countered that Elizabeth's refusal to compromise on certain financial settlements left no choice but to proceed. As winter deepened, the divorce hyperextended, stretching into painfully public negotiations that cast shadows over holiday gatherings. Sensing a narrative worth telling, Elizabeth poured her heart into new music. In March 2020, footage emerged of her performing Broken Extension at a Denver charity concert. Lyrics hinting at betrayal, abandonment, and the struggle to rebuild after being uprooted. Fans watched the video on repeat, scrutinizing every lyric. You promised me forever, yet you walked away in the snow. Comments flooded in. This song is literally about you and Brice, isn't it? Though Elizabeth never confirmed, her raw emotion on stage left little room for doubt. April brought a rare interview. Brice granted a 10-minute sit-down with People magazine. He spoke in measured tones. I loved Elizabeth with all my heart. I thought our dreams were aligned, but sometimes two people evolve in unexpected directions. When asked about the divorce's catalyst, Brice paused. There were moments when I felt like I was losing myself. I had to make tough choices. He refrained from divulging too much, but mentioned that long-distance pressures and divergent career paths strained the marriage irreparably. Fans watched, hearts in throats, as Brice struggled with visible emotion, his usual Texan swagger replaced by evident sorrow. The fan base split. Some blamed Brice for not fighting hard enough, while others insisted Elizabeth needed to prioritize herself over a marriage that stifled her artistry. Facebook groups organized virtual support circles. Twitter users changed their profile pictures to black and white photos of Elizabeth, overlaying the hashtag #FightForLiz. Meanwhile, Brice's supporters shared clips of his community outreach, praising him as a champion of youth sports and lamenting that the drama overshadowed his philanthropic efforts. The public discourse evolved from heartbreak to heated debates about loyalty, sacrifice, and the cost of fame. Just as fans believed the divorce saga had reached its climax, whispers emerged. Is Brice seeing someone else? Reports from OK Magazine hinted at clandestine meetings between Brice and an unidentified brunette. Social media sleuths analyzed old Facebook photos, noting Brice's relationship status changed to single, despite being in the midst of divorce proceedings. Some eyewitnesses claimed to have spotted him at a Texas coffee shop with a woman whose demeanor hinted at more than friendship. Fans scoured the internet for clues, determined to uncover the identity of the mysterious figure tugging at Brice's heartstrings. Sources close to Brice revealed that he met the woman, later identified as 28-year-old fitness influencer Megan Carter, through a mutual friend at a charity gala in Austin. Megan, with over 50,000 followers on Instagram, became aware of Brice's story through fan circles. Their friendship blossomed quietly throughout late spring 2020, evolving into a romantic connection once Brice's divorce became inevitable. Despite efforts to remain under the radar, photos leaked showing them laughing at brunch, exchanging subtle touches, and leaving together late at night. Overnight, gossip columns exploded. Brice Bolden moves on too fast? The timing seemed suspiciously close to Elizabeth's final days as his wife. Understandably, Elizabeth was blindsided. In an impassioned Instagram live session, she confronted rumors, her voice trembling. "I heard rumors about Brice and some Instagram model. Can you believe it? While I was negotiating our divorce, he was out there living his best life." She claimed to have first learned of Megan through paparazzi photos shared by fans. Elizabeth's fan base erupted. Couch warriors rallied in her defense. Comments like, "He's a snake," and "Liz, you deserve better," filled her feed. Yet other voices cautioned against public shaming, reminding supporters that relationships are complex. By September 2020, divorce papers were finalized. While the settlement terms remained private, it was widely reported that Elizabeth received spousal support sufficient to establish her own studio apartment and invest in her music career. Brice retained the family home's equity and assumed responsibility for the couple's remaining joint investments. Despite financial closure, emotional wounds festered. Elizabeth, now free of marital obligations, immersed herself deeper into music. Brice, attempting a fresh start, spent weekends in Texas training high school athletes. Yet, the looming specter of Megan Carter hovered over public perception. Was Brice ready to trade one home for another? Then came the bombshell. December 2020, Megan Carter posted a selfie on New Year's Eve wearing a diamond ring on her left hand, captioned, "Ready to start forever with you." Brice reshared the post, adding heart emojis. Fans were left reeling. Just 3 months after the divorce was official, Brice had found love again. Some applauded him for moving forward, while others accused him of callous timing. The Johnston family issued a brief statement wishing Brice happiness in his next chapter, though insiders claimed Elizabeth was still processing the emotional fallout. Megan, a Nike-certified trainer and wellness coach, had built a reputation for empowering women to embrace body positivity. Her initial reluctance to address the rumors gave way to candor in a vlog posted in January 2021. "I met Brice as friends, and he supported my fitness journey when I was launching my brand. Our friendship deepened over time. We never intended for this to become a headline story." She emphasized that her focus remained on her fitness community, but that she and Brice had formed a genuine connection beyond the glare of reality TV cameras. Fans scrutinized her authenticity. Could she be the other woman, or a true partner who helped Brice heal? Valentine's Day, 2021. Brice Bolden married his secret girlfriend, Megan, in an intimate ceremony at a rustic Texas ranch. The guest list was small: immediate family, close friends, and a few fellow Seven Little Johnstons cast members who had formed genuine bonds with Brice. The private event featured sunlit wooden beams, white roses cascading down the altar, and a live country band. Brice, dapper in a navy suit, and Megan, radiant in a vintage lace gown, exchanged vows beneath oak trees. A whisper of irony rippled through social media. Valentine's Day, once a reminder of Brice's love for Elizabeth, now marked the union with his new bride. When I saw the photos from Brice's wedding, I felt 1,000 emotions all at once: sadness, anger, confusion. But then I realized I had a choice: either let it destroy me or let it propel me forward. Elizabeth's resilience shone through adversity. Footage shared by Elizabeth in March 2021 showed her surrounded by studio monitors, headphones on, penning lyrics about rebirth and empowerment. She launched her own YouTube channel dedicated to mental health advocacy, combining personal vlogs with motivational content. While Brice's marriage symbolized a new beginning for him, Elizabeth's creative renaissance served as her own testament to forging strength from sorrow. The juxtaposition was stark. On one side, wedding snaps showcasing Brice and Megan's radiant smiles, brimming with hopeful anticipation. On the other, album art featuring Elizabeth silhouetted against a stark backdrop, microphone in hand, eyes closed in passionate song, images that spoke of personal reclamation. Fans had a front row seat to each narrative. Some cheered Megan's inclusion into the Johnston fold. Others championed Elizabeth's artistic triumph. Online discourse evolved. Was Elizabeth's story one of heartbreak or heroism? Could Brice and Megan find enduring happiness where Elizabeth found closure through creativity? As of mid-2021, Elizabeth Johnston stands stronger than ever. She released her debut EP, Phoenix Rising, dedicated to all souls who have known love's sweetest promise and love's cruelest pain. Tracks like Glass Heels and Once I Knew You topped iTunes charts in the singer-songwriter category. Her online support network blossomed, forging connections with fans who had weathered their own relational storms. Meanwhile, Brice Bolden and Megan Carter continue life in Texas. Brice coaching high school football by day, Megan expanding her fitness brand by night. Their Instagram highlights chronicle beach vacations, puppy adoptions, and collaborative wellness workshops. So what can we learn from this tumultuous journey? Elizabeth Johnston and Brice Bolden's story is a potent reminder that love, while magical, requires alignment of dreams, mutual growth, and unyielding communication. When any of these elements falter, the strongest bonds can unravel. Yet their individual paths also illustrate something profound. Sometimes the end of one chapter heralds the beginning of another. Elizabeth found her voice, transforming pain into art. Brice discovered new purpose in mentoring youth and building a life with Megan. Both emerged from the divorce not as victims, but as architects of their own futures. More update. 7 little Johnstons, Liz rips baby out of Brice's arms, fans livid, but why? And is Liz Johnston pregnant with baby number 2? Fans livid as Brice gets beat up by Amber, and fans catch Brice openly. Dissing Amber, but why? I will explain everything. 7 little Johnstons, Liz rips baby out of Brice's arms, fans livid, but why? The way that Trent Johnston, Amber Johnston, and Liz Johnston have disabled Brice in TLC scenes, even tearing his own baby out of his arms, has angered 7 little Johnston fans. In light of this unsettling pattern they are observing in scenes, what are viewers saying? The storyline of 7 Little Johnstons has focused heavily on Liz Johnston and Brice Bolden bringing baby Leighton home. As viewers have witnessed in season 15 scenes on TLC, she is now the newest member of the family, and viewers have been eagerly awaiting her arrival. Brice Bolden's homecoming has been the total opposite of what Leighton's was supposed to be, a happy time of family bonding. Even though he is the baby's father, Brice is powerless to stop Trent, Amber, and Liz Johnston from monitoring everything he does, and doesn't do at all. While it's true that Brice Bolden and Liz Johnston are new parents and that acclimating to a new baby involves a significant learning curve, it's clear that Trent and Amber Johnston have both gone far beyond their bounds as grandparents. Liz has been as bad as, if not worse than, Brice, and Amber and Trent have gone from supplementing Leighton to taking over entirely. Many people find it disturbing that Brice has been treated like a bother, particularly considering that he is the child's father. Even though Brice is occasionally criticized by 7 Little Johnstons fans, the overwhelming majority of viewers support him because of the unsettling treatment he has received in certain scenes, especially when it comes to his own child, Leighton Bolden. The audience brought up a recent instance in which Liz made a special effort to interfere, even removing Leighton from Brice's arms without cause while Brice was holding him. One person commented, "You're going to let Brice be a father?" 2 minutes prior to this, Amber and assistant Trent were lamenting Brice's lack of assistance on TV, how he should have done more and been there 10 minutes before Liz arrived home. None of you will allow him to raise his child, for God's sake. Any opinions on letting Brice parent? Are you of the opinion that Amber is manipulating Liz and Brice? Could Liz become another Amber? Vicious cycle, another commenter said. Deny him assistance, then say he never contributes. A third individual added, "This clip really enraged me. He seems to have her, so why take her away from him? Every night Brice should go home, pick up Leighton, and then visit his parents, stated another commenter, but they never let him do that. Is Liz Johnston pregnant with baby number 2? Many people believe Liz Johnston is already expecting her second child, especially since she and Brice Bolden recently made their engagement to 7 Little Johnstons official. Does this conjecture have any merit? What have viewers thought thus far? There have been persistent rumors that Brice Bolden and Liz Johnston have already decided on a wedding date. Fans of 7 Little Johnstons are constantly looking for hints that indicate significant events are occurring during the time between seasons. The couple recently announced on social media that they are officially engaged, ending all the rumors and conjecture about a potential wedding between Liz Johnston and Brice Bolden. The couple has been dating for a number of years, and while many viewers are worried about Brice, many commenters also congratulated him. Now that Liz Johnston and Brice Bolden's engagement to 7 Little Johnstons is official, many people are wondering if Liz is expecting her second child. Online rumors have even suggested that this might be the case for them, and that they would soon introduce a new family member. Liz kept her first pregnancy a secret from her parents for a while before telling them about it, as fans of 7 Little Johnstons recall. Given that there is another child on the way, some fans have even conjectured that Liz and Brice may have rushed to announce their engagement for show. For years, fans of 7 Little Johnstons have told Brice Bolden to keep Liz and her family members at a greater distance. Brice, though, seems to get deeper and deeper at every step. The announcement of a second pregnancy would therefore not come as a huge surprise to the audience. A recent internet comment claimed that Liz Johnston, a cast member of 7 Little Johnstons, was already expecting her second child. As a result, it intensified fan conversation even more. Some viewers believe this is merely a rumor to stir things up, but other users pointed out that it might be true. Probably not, a third responded. It appears that Liz won the new plot contest for the upcoming season and is engaged. With the engagement, wedding, separation, and divorce in the horizon, getting pregnant again is probably the next plot chapter. Why fans compare Brice to a beaten dog. Many fans of 7 Little Johnstons believe that Brice Bolden deserves better treatment, and they are furious at the way he is handled in family TLC moments from the show. Many viewers recently expressed their disapproval of the scene's improper handling of Brice in their comments. What have viewers said lately then? Fans of 7 Little Johnstons have witnessed Brice Bolden's attempts to blend in with the family machine in TLC episodes. As fans have noted for years, Amber and Trent Johnston are in charge of a tight ship and don't hesitate to discipline their daughters. Brice Bolden, who is making every effort to fit in and become a part of the family dynamic, finds this to be even more challenging. Before Liz eventually became pregnant with Leighton, many viewers believed that Brice would be better off leaving this situation completely. Leighton has only gotten himself further involved in the matter since his arrival, though. It's a difficult time for anyone to become a first-time parent and bring home a newborn. However, many fans of the 7 Little Johnstons believe that Brice's situation is made much more difficult by the fact that both Liz and Amber Johnston are keeping an eye on him, particularly when it comes to anything involving Leighton. Furthermore, Trent Johnston has intervened on Brice's behalf. Consequently, he has had to balance the additional scrutiny of being a new father with the presence of TLC cameras to record everything. Fans claim that Brice isn't the smartest person, but the majority of viewers concur that he shouldn't be treated this way. Brice Bolden's treatment in Season 15 sequences has recently drawn criticism from 7 Little Johnstons fans, who have even likened him to a beaten dog. Although many still want him to leave this family as soon as possible, this appears even less likely now that Leighton is a part of the picture. Recently, one commenter asked, "Do you think Elizabeth and Brice's relationship will last? Sometimes he acts like a beaten dog while she bosses him around, but I never want to see anyone break up." The pressure seems excessive after Amber complains about him. An additional commenter added, "No, I don't. In my opinion, the only reason they reconciled was because she became pregnant without warning, which isn't a legitimate excuse to reconcile with someone if the relationship wasn't functioning in the first place. This season, she seems to be always irritated with him. I've seen that she's snippy with the whole family, not just him. It seems to me that she is merely attempting to make it work for the baby. A third individual stated, she claimed that the relationship was more akin to roommates. After becoming pregnant, they are now back together. He doesn't appear to be happy at all, and she constantly puts him down and is very bossy. She gets a lot of assistance with the baby. What are your thoughts on the latest episode where Trent claimed that Brice should be helping with the baby and that he spends his free time with his parents? Fans livid as Brice gets beat up by Amber. Following the arrival of Leighton Bolden, fans of 7 Little Johnstons concur that Brice Bolden is being treated unfairly in the family's living arrangement. Amber was recently criticized by commenters for assaulting Brice. In light of what fans are witnessing, what are the opinions of viewers? The entire TLC family has been adjusting to Leighton Bolden, joining them since the premiere of the new season of 7 Little Johnstons. Viewers had hoped that Brice would change his mind and walk away from the issue even before Leighton entered the picture. But as the audience has witnessed, he has dug his heels even more. Fans of 7 Little Johnstons, however, concur that Brice Bolden should still cut his losses and post bail based on what they have seen of the show thus far in season 15. One of the things that people frequently criticize is how Brice is frequently beaten and prevented from speaking, particularly when it comes to infant Leighton, by Amber and Liz Johnston. It is a trying period in any person's life to bring home a newborn as a first-time parent. But when it comes to Brice, Liz, and baby Leighton being a threesome, Brice has been scrutinized by not 1, not 2, but 3 people. Brice has been the target of subtle and not-so-subtle jabs from Liz Johnston, Amber Johnston, and Trent Johnston. In the opinion of many 7 Little Johnstons fans, Brice has turned into the family's punching bag due to his micromanagement, particularly with regard to Leighton. According to the audience, Brice is not deserving of this treatment. Amber and Trent ought to spend more time letting Brice grow into a new father and less time criticizing him, according to many 7 Little Johnstons supporters. Fans are aware that Amber is known for wanting to do things her way, and Liz is just another one of Amber's traits. A lot of people claim that they are not giving Brice enough room to assume his new role when you include Trent, who is also offering his opinions. Trent's entire spiel about Brice having to put his family first is absurd, according to one user, given that they made Liz move back in and are taking care of her child. Although it's clear that Brice lacks a backbone, he isn't solely to blame. Liz should have stayed at home and brought up her child by herself with Brice. Trent and Amber exhibit hypocrisy. Without allowing her to go to her parents, how can Brice raise his child? One additional reader went on to say, "The only way Liz and Brice can raise their family together without Amber interfering is to move 1,000 miles or more away, where it would be extremely difficult for Amber to get there. Then only allow 1 phone call per week and restrict all other information." Daisy and Carol both live at least a few hours away. They may move to be close to one of them. I am aware that Liz has pals in other places. You wouldn't want a mother like Amber in your garden, or a possible mother-in-law. She is the kind of person you need all around the nation. Fans catch Brice openly dissing Amber. But why? Many fans of 7 Little Johnstons sympathize with Brice Bolden and even urge him to leave the predicament he has found himself in with Liz Johnston. Fans recently drew attention to a scene in which it is evident that Brice and Amber Johnston are no longer together. What did the audience bring to light, and what are they saying about it? Most people who watch the TLC show feel sorry for Brice Bolden because of how things happened in the previous season and how they are currently appearing in season 15 scenes. Amber Johnston and Liz Johnston both harass him excessively, especially now that baby Leighton is joining the family. Fans frequently express their hope that Brice will find a way out of this predicament and find his way into a respected and cherished environment. The majority of spectators believe he has little chance because he is sandwiched between Amber and Liz, and they are both hammering into him. Recently, a brief video of Brice and his demeanor during Amber Johnston's speech caught the attention of 7 Little Johnstons fans. Numerous viewers concur that Brice appears to be unaware of what Amber is saying, based only on his body language. There has been much that Brice has endured. Leighton was not only added to the mix, but he also had to become used to being a part of the 7 Little Johnstons family dynamic, while TLC cameras were around. According to what the great majority of viewers believe, Brice Bolden is deserving of better. It's evident that Brice is tired of hearing what Amber Johnston has to say, as evidenced by this recent example. Some people have shown their support for Brice in their comments, and many have expressed concern that his situation would worsen the longer he chooses to stay. I wonder how many eye rolls we don't see Brice giving, one recent commenter asked. I think it's pretty clear that he's unhappy, added another commenter. I wish it were more apparent to him sooner. I really wish he would find his voice in that family, especially with Amber and Liz, a third individual added. Using your voice usually only makes things worse with people like Amber, someone else said as the conversation went on. They're not going to like it. You'll be damned whether you do or don't. So it's a precarious scenario. Another said, very true. Because there is no compromise, having an Amber personality is really challenging. Either everyone but Anna obeys, or they take charge and suffer the penalty of not receiving love, support, and affection, because you will be punished for non-compliance and considered a problem for life if you choose to live it that way with someone as controlling as Amber. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.